Hello, it's me, Joy Ruffin, coming to you from the Sunshine State. This is Tuesday night. It's always Style with Joy, your joy, how you discover your signature style and stamp. So, my friend, is it good morning, good afternoon, good day, and maybe to a few of you, good night, wherever you are, sending your way the very, very best. Well, those of you who know me know that technology, wow, it is not my best friend, but I'm working to make it so. And tonight, oh my goodness, remember her? It was trial and error. Thank God for friends, loyal, devoted friends. Hi, guys, always good to see you. Hi, Stephen, because I called somebody and right away they jumped in there and they helped me to get to you. I didn't get a chance to really get on Facebook Live and do a preamble before the show, but here we are. Oh, you have to love it. You have to love it or you'll go and pull out every strand of hair on your head. But it's fun. It really is fun, even when it's aggravating and it's all upsetting and nerve-wracking, but that's okay. That's part of the journey. That's part of the life. Hi, guys. Good morning. Good morning from South Africa. No, from South Australia. What am I talking about? Africa. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you all. Welcome. It's always good to see each and every one of you when you show up here. We love it when you drop by. We love it when you say hello because we know that this is not the best time. Yet you make the time to stop by and to say hello and to let us know that you're here to watch. And if not, to see the complete show, to type in the replay, which is good because we're building here. And when you type in that replay, it lets me know that you were here and it warms my heart. By the way, if you have not received and you're new and for the first time here, your complimentary ebook, please type in the comments style, S-T-Y-L-E, and you will be delivered your complimentary ebook, which is how you discover your signature style and stamp. It's a great little book with good tips. There's a lot on the agenda for us, and I hope you'll stay tuned to learn all about it. Now, today, I held back to talk about this for quite a while because fabrics are not easy to speak to and convey and to watch on the computer. But yet there is a basic elementary type of knowing that I want you to be aware of when it comes to fabrics. Because this show is not for everyone, nothing is. It is for that woman who's ageless, who wants to remain and be stylish and yet looked upon with admiration and high regard or respect. This is a businesswoman. This is a woman, whether she's a corporate or entrepreneurial, doing her own thing, which could be one and the same. She is interested in developing and having her own signature style, which is indignant of who she is. Brings out, as one of my favorites, you know I say this every week, one of my favorites, Les Brown says, brings out the greatness in her in some way. And it's more than just your clothing and your attire. It's your demeanor, your presence, your decorum, and all of these things, how you communicate. It all comes into how you project and relate. And here's the key difference here, my friend, and I want you to really take this to heart. There are many of us out here, and we all have our persona, our style, and our delivery, and how we connect with you. What I want you to know is that this is about showing you, teaching you about how to discover it for yourself so that you can go shopping, go anywhere and know what's best for you. It's very easy to hire or get a consultant to go with you to shop and to tell you everything and then not explain to you all the elements that go into making that the right outfit for you. And oftentimes it's not the right. It's just pretty new and trendy. Never good enough. Not when you're looking for signature style. And that's what we're going to be talking about all the time. And by the way, if you are interested and you'd like a complimentary session, all you have to do is just make sure that you let us know, and then you will be able to, I'm looking for this so you can sign up for your complimentary session. And whatever it is that you're struggling with, the major issue or concern that you have, what we find is that for most women, it's just really never being able to pull together and put together what's right for you and highlight you in the best way. It's too much of everything and not enough of one something. And it's not being able to put it together where it's pleasing to you and to the people who are gazing upon you. It's something's just amiss and you just don't know what it is. Yet you want to know. And because you want to know, that's why we're here. Because that's what we're going to help you with. Starting with the 5 basic essentials, which you have to know. If you're not interested in style and it's just pretty new, and there's zillions out there, that's not you. Then you're going to be tuning in to learn about how to discover all the right elements that it takes for you to have your signature style and stamp it to you, where when you walk into a room, any room, bedroom as well as boardroom, that your image projects and speaks to who you are at your core. That's what this show is all about. Not the run of the mill like most others. Anybody can show and buy and tell you pretty things and 1 or 2 times, but then if they're not there and you turn around, look, which happens oftentimes in the entertainment business, you can tell when somebody's out and about and their stylist didn't put it together for them because it's never right. Something's always amiss. That's what we don't want for you. And that's what doesn't have to be. So now that I've done my little preachy preach, let me just say, we're going to be talking about fabrics. And as I speak to you about fabrics, I want you to be aware of a couple of things here that are really, really important. I always love it. Ross says, I'm sure it's lovely in South Africa, although I haven't been there myself. Yes, of course. Alrighty. And Stephen always comes by. Oh, I'm glad you typed in style, Lisa. It's a great little book. You're going to enjoy it. And Stephen, it's always good to see you here. Now, let me begin here and take some of this off so that we can, and as I'm going about this, I want to speak to you a little bit about fabrics. I want you to understand the power of the right stretch fabric for you and your body shape. And by the way, I'll say, you know that one of my names is redundant, because I'll be repeating this over and over and over. It's not enough to just know your body shape. You have to know, appreciate it, value it, love it for what it's offering you, and know how to dress it so that it's always on point no matter where you are. That's the beauty of it. So whether you're an apple, a pear, an hourglass, an inverted triangular shape, or rectangular, it doesn't really matter. Those are the 5 major. Some people kind of dip and drop between 1 or 2, but basically you are going to be one of the 5 with some variations, some subcategories. That's true for any and everything. There are very few absolutes, even in science. So why should our body shapes be any different? But you are going to be one of the 5. And knowing that, and then once we get into our workshops, which are coming up, I know I've been telling you that for quite a while. Trust and believe, as my friend says, it's going to happen. What's going to be is that you're going to have a worksheet and you're going to put down all of those things that you need to know so that you can begin to develop your signature style and make sure that it's stamped to you and you alone. Fashion, gotta have it, gotta know about it. But just because it's fashionable and trendy, unless you're high drama, it doesn't have to be you. And when we talk to the 5 different fashion styles, there are the 5 styles. And again, there are many subcategories, but we're talking about the dramatic, we're talking about the natural, the classic, the romantic, and the chic. Now, there are many different subcategories there. And when we get into the workshops, you have to know which of the main 5 are you, because natural includes casual and all the other subs, which we'll talk about. And in addition, you might be casual chic. It's possible. These are the things you're going to learn. You need to know this about you. It's good to hire and have an image consultant if you can and you want to. Nothing wrong with that. There's some good ones out there. But the really good ones are going to teach, show, and help you to really know and understand what works best for you and why, so that you don't second guess yourself every time you walk into a store, a boutique, or shop online. That's what we are going to avoid with my workshops with you. Stretch fabrics. There are 5 major stretch fabrics, many different variations, but I'm going to speak to you tonight about the 5 major ones. We have Lycra, Lycra, everybody knows and has heard that name, which is a synthetic fabric that has revolutionized the textile industry. It has the ability to stretch from 300 to 400%. Do you care? No. Does it work for you? Yes, and we'll talk about why and how. And then there's spandex. Now, a lot of people lump the two of them together. They're not the same. And the difference is Lycra is a spandex fabric, which is trademarked by the DuPont company. Spandex is more popular for many different reasons. And we don't really need to get into the dynamics and the reasons. All you need to know is the difference between the two. And really, for your knowing, very little difference. So don't worry, the name, just look for the name if you want that to be in your garments. Modal is a popular fabric used in clothing because it's a semi-synthetic cellulose fiber, which is a type of rayon. That's all you need to know. It's made, how it's made and how it's constituted and all by trees. Who cares? You don't. You just care. Does it work for me? Is it going to be right for me? And then polyester. Polyester covers, well, it goes across the board. But it's a fiber and fabric that's extremely strong, and they're very durable. They're resistant to most chemicals, stretching and shrinking, wrinkle resistant, mildew, and abrasive resistant. Polyesters are quick drying and many are wrinkle resistant. Most are. But let me tell you something that you need to be aware of. If you're like me, somewhat, and you're constantly having your personal summers, you know what that means? It means you need fabrics that breathe. Hi, Tish. If they don't breathe, then you got issues. So if a fabric, and doesn't necessarily always have to be cotton or even linen, but make sure that if it's going to be across your body here, and you're going to be in an environment where that you're not sure about the air and the atmosphere in the room, then you don't want too much polyester because you'll be dripping, and that's not good. Below the waist down, it doesn't matter so much. But these are little things that you need to know. And I love that expression, personal summers. Back in my day, we had another name for it. But today, more eloquent and more descriptive is personal summers. Don't you love it? Nylon and rayon. Do you need to know the blend and whatever? Not really. We get more into this when we do our personal workshops. But for now, you just need to know the names of them. And then we have our blends. We have the cotton spandex blend, we have the polyester spandex blend, and the rayon knit blend. And there's so many others we're going to talk about. But all I want you to be thinking about, there are 2 types of stretch. There's 2-way stretch and there's 4-way stretch. You want to know which stretch works best for you and your body from here down to your waist, from your waist down to your ankles, depending on the outfit, the garment, and where you're going to be wearing it. You need to know that. And you really need to know the fiber and the fabric. If you are constantly, and this is for the ageless woman, and that ageless, you put the age on it, because I don't like numbers. I guess you know that by now, right? You haven't heard this? Oh, Roz, listen, I have to put this up here. She said she's not heard that term before. Personal summers, because personal summers means what? Back in the day when you would have your hot flashes and you would have that time when all of a sudden you just start to drip and water would be, that was like because the summer and the heat and the weather and the humidity was driving you up the creek. But now we've become more eloquent in our descriptions of what that's about. So we just say, Roz, you're having a personal summertime here now, and everybody knows what that means. Now you know, and you can transfer it and take it onward. That's simply what it means. It's just more descriptive and elegant without saying, oh my God, you're having a hot flash, which can happen all the time. So that said, now let's talk about one of the things that I don't know how I'm going to get, Roz was here and now she's gone. And I don't know, well, we'll do this. One of the things that we're going to do now, I want you to know this though. What we're doing here and now is highlighting for you the possibilities that you can have with fabrics, making you more aware of fabrics. It's all well and good. Hi, Carolyn, good to see you. It's good to go and buy new, pretty, and trendy. You have to know if they're pretty, new, and trendy. Hi, Phil, it's good to see you as well. It's good to see everyone. I'm so always thrilled when I look down and see you here. I want you to be aware of fabrics. Have you ever purchased an outfit that was beautiful, glorious, and you felt divine in it, and you went to an occasion, event, or you wore it, and for whatever reason, you began to get uncomfortable and it didn't feel right and something was wrong, and maybe you began to drip and maybe you couldn't breathe and your body, whatever it was, that wasn't the right fabric for you. So you have to be aware of your fabrics. And that doesn't mean that you always have to wear cotton. Cotton is one of the best, most well-known blendable fabrics out there. Yet it doesn't always have to be cotton. So when I began to show you these, I'm just going to be showing you these pictures here so you can get an idea of all the different possibilities. You already know, but I want to titillate the imagination. You know, I love that expression. So let me go here and bring this over. Now, this is a tri-blend type of lightweight sweater that's made with modal. And modal is a fabric that, if you're not familiar with it, start to look for it in the clothes that you go to look for and to purchase, because it's it comes in different gradations, but it's a very elegant, rich fiber because it has a sheen to it that gives it a quality look that many others don't have. So don't neglect or overlook it. It's blended. It's a blend, but you'll see, and if you are watching some of the online shopping networks and some of the others, you'll see a lot of this. And here again, the same fabrication. I'm just showing you fabrics now. And by the way, the modal and polyesters take to colors very, very well. And you'll be aware of that. Again, a dress that's in the modal fabric. You can see the different solids and the prints. Now, here we have an animal print in a beautiful polyester blend that has stretch. So it's a blend with stretch. Again, a dress that has stretch. You want to be aware of the stretch and where it is. Again, stretch is important depending on your lifestyle, now, we all know about leggings, tights, and jeggings and all of that, right? No getting around it. Here's one of I've had several shows about tights, leggings, and jeggings, pants, trousers, and slacks, and we're going to have more. But your leggings, and I want you to be aware of this. I know you already are, but I want to plant another seed. When you see leggings on the street, out and about, I want you to really look at that legging, because leggings, unless it's made in the right blend of Lycra, Spandex, modal, or it's blended cotton modal or spandex, nylon, however it's blended, you can see the cellulite, you can see the lumps and the bumps and the wrinkles through the leg. And when they turn around, you can see all of that on the backside. That's because they're not a good blend of spandex or Lycra, whatever it's blended with. I don't like the word cheap. It's a more of an inexpensive blend. But when you get into like some of if you're familiar with the brand, I don't like to use brand names, not here on this particular show. When we do our one-on-one and we're one-on-one, then I can mention brand names to you. But there are a couple of brand names where the quality of the leggings, jeggings, and tights is much heavier, much denser, so that you don't see the cellulite. And my friend, I don't have to tell you, because you know, very, very few women don't have cellulite. That's a fact. So unless you're getting the right type of legging, if you insist upon wearing them, if that's something that you like, you have to be very mindful of whether or not it's showing that through the leg. And that's the only thing here. And just be aware of that. Just showing you all the different colorations. By the way, the colorations, that's mainly when it's more of a blend of spandex, modal, and cotton. Takes to color very, very well, and you can get almost every color and print imaginable. Just showing you the different blends of the stretchy fabrics and the colorations that it can take. Again, with design, with indentation, with coloration. Just wanted you to think about it. I'm showing you this because many of them are wrinkle resistant and water resistant. But what you want to be aware of, and please, if you, again, Roz, if you're having, not that necessarily you're having, but if you know of someone who's having, you don't want them to purchase anything that's water resistant or repellent if it doesn't breathe. And very rarely will that type of a fabric breathe. So you want that below your waist or some type of design where air flows. Otherwise, you'll die. So just be mindful of that. It's different if it's a jacket and you're in a cold climate or something like that. But most of us are here in Florida, and Roz, you're there in Australia. So it's a whole different ball game. Just showing you the different patterns and designs that the different fabrics can have. Now here is a very shiny, shiny fabric that's pretty much a model, yet when it comes to polyesters and blends, it blends very, very well. Nylon and rayon blend well and can give you all of these different colorations. I think that's pretty much it. All right, so now we can go back. That's the ending to show you the shine. Oh, there's another one. Forgot about that one. Here we go. The two of those you can see. And then that's the end. When you get to fabrics like this, they're beautiful, they're pretty, exquisite in so many ways, but be mindful of the design and the type of outfit that you're wearing, because if it doesn't breathe the fabric, you're going to have problems. Now let's talk a wee bit, as I go back through these, let's talk a wee bit about stretch, two-way stretch. Two-way stretch is cross-way. It goes to the right or to the left and stretches both ways that way. It doesn't do the lengthwise stretch. But what's popular now, let's see if I can get back here. What's popular now is a four-way stretch, and you see the four-way stretch everywhere. Don't be misled by the four-way stretch, because four-way stretch is very, very good, yet it depends on where the type of outfit that it is, how you're wearing it, and everything depends on everything, yes? So if it's slacks, pants, yes. Dresses, you don't need so much four-way stretch. Tops, depending on the style or the silhouette. Your two-way stretch will take you almost everywhere, except for slacks, pants, trousers. Then you can think about four-way stretch, because you can move about and you don't get, you know, when you get those wrinkles in your knee and also in the crotch when somebody gets up in the pant, you just see tons and tons because of many different things that happen. You don't have that with a four-way stretch. So when it comes to slacks, pants, trousers, leggings, jeggings, and tights, that's a good thing for you to wear. Phyllis, you said you know. Is that speaking to you know that four-way stretch, two-way stretch, however you mean that? So many, yeah. And here she's saying, so many tops are made quite shorter. They look like dresses on me. I'm sure, yeah. Here is something that when we get together, we discuss one-on-one. We are living in a very fortunate time, all of us, from out of the womb until 102, because all of this new excitement with fabrics, it's so great for all of us. If you travel a lot, like hubby and I do, if you move around a lot, you want things that you can just roll up and throw into that luggage, because you don't want to have to be back in the day, you know, in Titanic days and after, when they had to steam press everything and then hang it, and nobody has time for that anymore. So you want fabrics that breathe, that you can roll up and they don't wrinkle, and if they do, you can just steam it quickly and it falls out. And what I want, all of this, my friend, as far as fabrics, when we do our workshops, we go so deep into fabrics, depending on you. And Phyllis, your comment made is valid. I heard you, and I get this all the time. We talk about all the different ways, whether you're short, tall, thick, thin, whatever, we can get around and find the signature style that fits you. But when it comes to fabrics, you really need to know what fabrics are best for you and your lifestyle. If you're not moving around that much, if you're not in a position or a job or even if it's entrepreneurial and you're working from home, if you're not sitting all the time and then you have to run out to some kind of network meeting or whatever type of meeting it is, and then you look down and you're all wrinkled, you don't want that. So if you're at home, you want to get fabrics that ride with you and not wrinkle you. So you have to be mindful of that. So when you go shopping for fabrics, you need to know how to read that label of what that fabric says. And then you need to hold it up, try it on, and move around in it and see how you feel in it. And then think about where you are going to be wearing this outfit. Because if it's a fabric that's not a breathable fabric and you're not concerned with personal summers, then if it's to an event that's a black tie or formal, and you know the room is going to be ice cold, well, the fabric doesn't necessarily have to breathe, depending on the style that you select. These are the things when it comes to signature style, you have to start thinking a little bit more about, and you have to know more about. And if you like wearing slacks and pants and trousers, as I do, then what you want to do is you want to make sure that the pants, first off, the fit. Can't get away from the fit. Color, fabrics, and shapewear is what we talk about more in depth in our 5-week workshop that I'm putting together. But one of the things that you want to do is make sure that the fit of your trouser, you get one pair of trousers, and please take a look at the back mirror. Get that 3-way mirror and look at how it looks in the back. Because if it doesn't fit your derriere, your buttocks, your backside, your tush in a way that's appetizing and pleasing and not too tight and not too hugging and not stuck, you know, then if that's a pant that you like and it really fits you beautifully, then you find a good tailor and you go shopping in the best area in your community and you find a good fabric shop and you get great fabric. I'm going to show you in the workshop how you select that fabric. And then you take it to that tailor and you have your basic pants made up. Maybe 2 pair of black, a pair of brown, if that's your color, navy, or canvas, or deep tan, or denim jean, whatever the colors might be that's your color, because color is important. That plays into your signature look. And then we go from there. Well, you know, I'm glad that you mentioned this, Philip, because I had a hard time with pants and trousers too. Even though my body shape is rectangular, the backside and everything, I'm so aware of that. So yes, and I am too short-waisted, even being a rectangular. So I had to really work, and here I am, a happy senior. It's taken me a long time to find the right pair of trousers for me, but finally I did. And so what happens is that I've taken that pair of trousers to this great tailor that I have, and now I just have the 3 basics. And those trousers take me everywhere, everywhere. But now it's about the crop pant, which I love. So you find what works best for you, and then you know what? You have to shop. You have to try on different pants, and you have to turn around and look and move and sit and make sure, because there's nothing worse, my friend. And Phyllis, you and I know this probably more than anybody. There is nothing worse than a pair of slacks, pants, or trousers, whichever terminology you want to use. And the woman turns around and oh my goodness, got to fit as well in the front as it does in the back. Because if it doesn't, it's not the right pant for you. And that we have to learn, and we learn that in our workshops. Ross, well, the short doesn't mean, yeah. I think I got that. Low waist, yes. All of these things come into play. So many tops are quite short, yeah. I get that. All of these things we discuss and we talk about. I had a young lady say to me, I can never find a dress that fits. They all look like tunics on me and they don't fit, blah, blah, blah. So these are the things we discuss. What do you struggle with the most? That number one priority that you have. But what I want you to be thinking about, my friend, is this. Be more aware of the fabrics of whatever it is that you're purchasing and choosing for your wardrobe, because fabrics are important. And if you are that ageless woman that we're talking about, I am, you are, these are the women that we're talking about, or you wouldn't be here, then nothing wrong with short and round, tall and round, doesn't matter. You find what works for you and make sure that the fabrics are friendly to you, that they work for you. To buy a pretty top and it's not the right fabric, or it doesn't fit you in the right way, or it doesn't breathe, and it's not wrinkle resistant and so on, what's the use? That's what I want you to start thinking about. Fabrics that will work for you. And there we go. So, by the way, I started off telling you it was a chore getting here, but it was all worth it. Now, listen, my friend, let me share this with you before we say so long for now. Nothing wrong with short and round, my friend. Did I ever tell you? I think if I did, I'm going to tell you now. I had an aunt, one of my favorites. She was, you've heard this, but you remember redundancy is my middle name. My aunt, she wasn't short and round, Roz, but she was tall and stately. She was 6'4". She weighed somewhere between 230, 240. She was tall, big, stately. But let me tell you, maybe this is where my love for style comes into being, because nobody could touch my Aunt Velma. She knew how to dress even back in the day, and I'm talking back in the day when pants and trousers were not popular for women at that time as much as they are now. She was a dressmaker as well. So she made and designed and put together and sewed her own slacks and pants. She dressed simple, elegant, and always well put together. 6'4", 230, 240, somewhere around in there. She was not a runway model, but yet every room she walked in, people, because she was simple and classic and always well groomed. My Aunt Velma, God, did I love her. Still do, always will. One of my many ancestors who sit around and stay around me all the time. So just a little aside, my friends. But here's what I want you to do. I want you to start thinking a wee bit more about fabrics than maybe you have been. And look for fabrics that have a little bit of stretch in them and wrinkle-resistant fabrics, no matter what your lifestyle is. Pretty and trendy and popular isn't good enough anymore. You have to find a fabric that's going to work for you and your lifestyle. And if you're busy and you're running around all the time and you're doing a zillion things like we all are, then you're going to need the right fabrics. And that's it. So until the next time, what shall I say? It was fun getting here tonight because, you know, me, by the way, this is what I was going to say. Technology and me, well, you all know, it's ride or die. And it's usually die because half the time, I don't know what the heck I'm doing, but I'm having fun and I'm learning. And thank God that around me are people who know so much more than I do, who when I call and need them, they're there and they help me. And that's what happened tonight, 20 minutes before this show. I turned this on, it didn't work. I wanted to check something. And you know what I don't do now? I don't panic because I know who to call. I know what they probably will do. And if they don't, and if they're not able to help me, then I say, okay, let it go. It wasn't meant to be. And let it ride. But tonight it was meant to be. So here we are. So my friend, thank you for being here. I love it when you show up. Join us tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, Living Legacies. This woman is going to blow you away because of her story and one of her, well, first off, she's a writer and her book, Authentically You, she wrote, is absolutely, it's mind-boggling. And that's what we're all about, being authentic and being ourselves. That's what we're all in the process of doing and becoming. So you're going to love her. And need I say that when you show up, it's always good to see you. I love seeing you here. I know it's not the best time. And I know you have 1,000,001 things to do, but you take the time to be here. And I'm ever so grateful. I love it when you show up and that you continue to do so. By the way, sign on the comments style if you've not received your complimentary ebook, and ladies, LADIES, in comments if you want to join. And if you're not a member already of my Facebook group, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies, we need you. We invite you because we want to have a large community of women who are like-minded, who want to grow and build and leave their legacies for others as much as all of us do. So if you've not done that, just type in ladies, LADIES, in comments, and you'll be automatically assigned to our Facebook group, Leading Ladies, Leaving Legacies. That's it for now. Until next week. See you tomorrow night, though, 7 o'clock. And thank you again. I love it when you show up. Have a great evening, afternoon, day, whatever it is for you, wherever you are. See you soon. So long for now. Cheers.